The Cowboys had been waiting 6 weeks for a moment like this, an opportunity to hand the ball to Ezekiel Elliott in a close game. But offensive coordinator Scott Linehan, for some reason, didn't do it. And coach Jason Garrett didn't overrule him. Now, they can spend the entire off-season second-guessing themselves since they were eliminated from the playoffs Sunday afternoon at AT&T Stadium. If owner Jerry Jones wants to fire Garrett or Linehan, he would be well within his rights after their shoddy decision-making. But the owner insists that's on his to-do list. Seattle 21, Dallas 12. Photos, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders 2017. Before their game, New Orleans beat Atlanta 23-13, and Cincinnati upset Detroit 23-16. If the Cowboys could have beaten Seattle and Philadelphia, which would probably be resting its key players next week, and Atlanta lost to Carolina, the Cowboys would have made the playoffs. The Cowboys didn't uphold their end of the bargain. Actually, they played one of their worst games this season. We can talk about the 3 turnovers that set up all of Seattle's points. Or we can discuss Dez Bryant's wretched performance. He lost a fumble and dropped a pass that was intercepted, and his continued decline. Or we dissect Dak Prescott's 182-yard and 2-interception performance. All of that's worthy. The game changed. However, when Linehan and Garrett refused to give Elliott the ball on 1st and goal from 3 and Dallas trailing 21-12 with 7:54 left in the game, Cowboys rookies load Salvation Army angel tree gifts who could live another 100 years, and it still wouldn't make sense, considering Elliott had 24 carries for 97 yards at the time. On 1st and goal from the Seattle 3, Prescott gained 2 yards on a run-pass option on 1st down. I saw something that made me want to pass. It just wasn't clean enough to throw it, Prescott said. At the point, there were guys downfield and it was kind of hard to scramble and make a play. I just kind of had to do something with the ball. I never questioned the offensive coordinator, especially when he is putting the ball in my hands. I'm not going to say let's run the ball, take the ball out of my hands. I wasn't surprised. I didn't think about it until now, Prescott said. On that, I've got to do a better job. If he puts the ball in my hands, I've got to find a way to get in the end zone. Cowboys players, cheerleaders visit kids at Children's Hospital. The fault lies with Garrett. In that situation, he must tell Linehan to make sure Elliott gets the ball. The safety was in the box as a linebacker, Elliott said. It was basically a pass read. On the next play, right tackle Collins was penalized for holding, making it 2nd and 12 from the Seattle 12. A sack by Seattle's Frank Clark on next play. A 7-yard completion to Jason Witten set up a 34-yard field goal by Dan Bailey, missed it wide right. Unbelievable. Inside the 2017 Dallas Cowboys family cookbook, Bailey, the second most accurate kicker in NFL history, had made 58 of 60 career kicks from 30 to 39 yards. He hadn't missed a kick from that distance since 2014. Instead of pulling within 2 points with 5:43 left, Seattle remained ahead by 9 points. In hindsight, we all wish we had tried Zeke, and owner Jerry Jones said. They had really been stacking it up for us, and we all understood that. We've had a lot of good things happen with Dak faking that ball and keeping it himself. At the end, I'd like to have them all back down there and see what Zeke could do all the way up in there, said Jones. When we're not in there, we'll be second-guessing some play calls for sure. Deion Sanders' former home heads to auction Thursday. Frankly, that sequence of plays is unforgivable. It's a classic case of smart men making a dumb decision. When you have one of the league's best running backs, a dude who spent the last 6 weeks getting shredded for a moment like this during his 6-game suspension for violating the league's personal conduct policy, then you hand him the ball 4 consecutive times, if necessary. My job is to play football. It's not to coach. It's not to call plays. I go out there and do what the coaches tell me, Elliott said. Coach Scott Linehan has been doing this for a long time, and I trust him. I know I trust his judgment. It was just one of those days. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. We beat ourselves, Elliott said. The game ain't complicated, coaches and players make it complicated. Photos: Dallas Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott. You run the ball behind your Pro Bowl center Travis Frederick and left guard Zach Martin as many times as it takes to hammer the ball into the end zone, and it doesn't work. The blame belongs to the players. After Sunday's debacle, the blame belongs to Garrett and his